Well, everyone, welcome to the Tesla Design Studio. We're going to start off by just talking a bit about how did we get here. There was a time when electric cars seemed very stupid. And it wasn't that long ago. The idea of creating a car company was stupid, of course, and then making an electric car company was like stupidity squared. So let's take a look at the first car we ever made, the Tesla Roadster. Yeah. All right. Essentially, what happened with the Roadster is we said, okay, we want to make a car, we want to really break the mold about how do people think about electric cars. To think about electric cars as being slow and ugly and poor performance. So we want to have a sports car, a car that is fast, looks good, sexy. That's right. Ha ha. You took the words out of my mouth. And then after we made the Roadster, they said, okay, sure, you can make some toy sports car, but you can't make a sedan. You can't. There's no way you could compete with the luxury sedans that are gasoline, because they're the best. And there's no way you could make an electric car that's like that. So we did. Model S. Exactly. So noisy. Where are all the fumes? Where's the exhaust pipe? Where do you put the gasoline? You can make an electric car that can beat the best of the gasoline cars. That's just it's a very powerful statement to prove that you can go electric. But then going from the Model S, we said, okay, we want to make the best SUV in the world. The Model X is like, as a car, it's like a Fabergé egg meets a spaceship. It's like, it was insanely difficult. But it is an amazing vehicle. Let's bring it out. Cool. But then after we had the Model S and Model X, I thought it'd be pretty funny if we had the Model E. But then like Ford threatened to sue us. Ford killed sex. But I said, what if we call it the Model 3? Because that's completely different from me. They said, that's fine. So with the Model 3, let's bring out the Model 3. That's right, exactly. So we made the original Roadster, the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and then we also then made the new generation Roadster, which we'll bring in. Sweet. And then the Semi. Actually, the Tesla Semi drove here nonstop all the way from the Bay Area. The factories are as much the product, if not more, than the vehicles themselves. It's insanely difficult. It's like relatively easy to make a prototype and extremely difficult to mass manufacture that prototype, or to mass manufacture a vehicle reliably and at scale. When we acquired the Fremont factory, which used to be called numa, people sort of thought, oh, you've got a car factory. Now, if you have a car, they sort of think if you have a car factory, you can just make any car. It's like, no, that's like saying you've got a box. And that box can have anything you want in it. No, only if you make the thing in the box. And it took an enormous amount of effort by a very talented team to actually turn essentially what looked like a derelict warehouse into a working car factory. Yeah. There's 20,000 people that work at the Fremont factory across 4 or 5 shifts. Then the challenge is like, okay, if we create a car factory, where the heck are the batteries and electric motors and power electronics going to come from? And that's where we need to say, okay, we better build something that's capable of 50 gigawatt hours at least of cell output, which at the time when we proposed the Gigafactory, I believe like total global output of lithium-ion batteries for all purposes, phones, laptops, certainly, cars, anything, was about 30 gigawatt hours. That's what the Gigafactory looked like in 2010. It was basically rocks and bushes, okay? And now this is what it looks like now. So, and it's only about a third complete. So this one complete, I think it's about 4 or 5 times the size of the Pentagon. And today it produces more lithium ion than the rest of the world combined. So now we're also building a factory in China, which I'm really excited about. And this is what it looks like now. This is what it will look like at the end of the year. This will actually be, once it's complete, the equivalent of our Fremont car factory plus our Nevada battery gigafactory combined. And this is going to be really important for making affordable versions of the Model 3 and Model Y for the greater China market. And then, besides cars, we have some other things. So the solar roof and Powerwall, because of extreme challenges with the Model 3 production, we have to basically allocate all resources to Model 3 production because otherwise we're going to die. And so basically, it was pretty tight, I have to say. That was a hard one. I would say like 2018 was probably felt like aging 5 years in one. Honestly, it was really intense. So, thank you for supporting Tesla through this difficult period. Thank you. Yeah. And then Power Pack. So Power Pack is kind of like our industrial strength battery storage system, and we did the biggest battery storage system in the world in Australia. And then we're doing one that's roughly a gigawatt hour scale in California. I mean, the really exciting thing is if you have, with solar plus battery plus electric vehicles, we have a fully sustainable future. This is a future you can feel really excited and optimistic about. I think it really matters. Yeah. In 2010, we had 0 superchargers. So there was you couldn't really drive long distances with an electric car in 2010. Nobody was building high-power chargers. So like, okay, we better build these high-power chargers because nobody's building them. And so we went from 0 superchargers to building a global network of superchargers. Yeah, so and we actually have version 3 of the supercharger that we just unveiled. And in fact, yeah. So the superchargers actually started out only at about 75 kilowatts. And now they're at, with version 3, 250 kilowatts. So we did slow down the supercharger rollout a little bit because we wanted them to be version 3 instead of version 2. But now that we have version 3 running, and we're going to spool up production, and so you're going to have like a radical improvement in supercharging worldwide by sometime next year. Yeah. We got obviously the S3 and the X. We've made, I think, 550,000 vehicles, something like that. 12 months from now, we will have made about 1 million vehicles. So it's pretty wild to think that 11 years ago today, we had made literally 1 car, and a year from now, we will have made 1 million. Yeah. This is a mere taste. It was like I said, electric cars were considered extremely impossible and stupid. And then now, things have changed. Yeah. And our goal all along has been to try to get the rest of the car industry to go electric. We did a joint venture thing with Toyota and with Mercedes. We open sourced our patents 3 or 4 years ago, made them freely available, and so it's extremely rewarding to see that the rest of the industry is going electric. This is great, great. Where will Tesla be in 10 years? You know? Mars. Exactly. We will be driving a Tesla on Mars. I think we could. I think we actually could. Okay. Tesla will be on Mars in 10 years. I think it will. I think it will. So after that extended history lesson, what about the actual reason you came? Okay. There's a missing car. They ran out the Model Y. All right. The Model Y. Yeah. So it has the functionality of an SUV, but it will ride like a sports car. And we expect it will be the safest mid-sized SUV in the world by far. And at Tesla, we actually always design with safety as the #1 goal. It's like people think, okay, performance, sure, but safety first. This is actually by far the most important thing. So it's going to have a panoramic glass roof. It really feels like, just like the Model 3, if you're in the car, it just feels like you can see the sky. Seat 7, 66 cubic feet. Obviously autopilot and all that. As I've said publicly, we expect to be feature complete with self-driving sometime later this year. The basically long-range one we expect to be about $47,000, and then sometime in 2021 we'll have the sort of standard version, which will have a $39,000 price point. So yeah, I think it'll probably sell. I think we'll probably do more Model Ys than S, X, and 3 combined, most likely. Yeah. So there you have the sexy presentation. So, all right. Thank you all for coming. Those of you who are here and those of you who are watching, thank you very much for your support over the years. It's been, a hell of a ride. I love you too. I love you too. We are bringing sexy back quite literally. All right, thank you.